Bam!
Okay, there we go.
What's good?
That's
blah,
better.
blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I didn't open the spreadsheet.
You know what? We gotta restart.
No, that does not require a restart.
We're
Thankfully.
fucked. It's all over.
Everything's fucked. No, it's fine. I
Man.
don't know. Anything funny happening with you guys?
I read another Junji Ito book.
I don't care about that shit.
This one's a little bit ridiculous. It's about this disease that causes people to fart a lot, and these
Terrifying.
these robot legs that are programmed to they function by channeling the farts into energy. Start taking over the world.
Perfect.
Isn't
That's
that just
great.
an episode of Jimmy Neutron?
I have a good meme.
Oh,
All right. I love good beams.
I love good memes.
In the span of 2
So
weeks,
much.
I have spent $100 on Girls Frontline.
What in the fuck? You said you quit Azure Lane because you were spending too much money on it. How much money were you spending on boat chinks? If you're spending $100 buckaroonies, what was your activity there?
Skins.
How much were you spending? If that made you quit, and this is fine.
So you know how when you first start, they let you double your gems?
Yeah.
I have gotten all of the different packs for the double gems.
There's a lot of those.
And I have bought the biggest pack multiple times.
Nice.
Okay, so you were spending more than $100.
Can't you just insert some sort of cheat tool?
They
They
shame
ban.
you on Twitter if you do that,
They ban pretty actively.
and then they put your name on the wall of shame.
I've started sports gambling.
Nice.
And you
Can
were
I-
talking
can I-
shit about me.
Can I borrow money?
Yeah, sure.
This one's a surefire thing. Like, I know a dude. He's got this all lined up. I need a couple tens of thousands of dollars.
I know a
and then-
guy who told me that Tom Brady's going to break his ankle in the third quarter.
Yo, the fucking numbers on Tom Brady getting injured though. That's a stupid. You'd be stupid not to. They're giving that one away.
Oh yeah.
It's
He's
all rigged
due
anyway.
20
You know what you
years.
should do? You should set an assassination project on Tom Brady just to win that.
I'm actually. I've taken the counter bet because it's basically been confirmed that Sweet Victory's playing at the halftime show. I've actually taken the counter
Wait,
bet
what?
because I know I can blow up the stage and kill
Sweet
Maroon
Victory,
5.
the SpongeBob song.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Wait, really?
Maroon 5 does that? What do you mean?
What, are you not aware of this campaign?
Oh, there's a campaign. Oh no.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
probably why
there's-
I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, there's a change.org or whatever
Oh
thing
fuck you.
to get people to perform Sweet Victory, and it seems like it worked.
Yeah,
Because
if there's
they've been
one
teasing
group
it.
I want to hear a performance of that song from, it's Maroon 5. Why
They
don't you
did the
pick
song originally.
What? No, that's not true.
Come on, man.
Oh, it was close.
No, no, that's
Oh, my God.
that's ridiculous. Adam Lanzo.
Adam
Yeah.
Lanza. Yes, Adam Lanza is going to rise up from the floor. do, 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 do.
No, I don't like it.
I wouldn't like it either. It's really in poor taste, honestly.
Yeah, fucking.
You know what I don't like?
Campaigns are always the most. What's that?
Anime.
Why not? Why are you here then? You should leave.
Ironically.
Oh, okay. Thank goodness.
That's the second time we've had a co-host come on, ironically.
What was
Remember
the-
when Steven ironically did like 30 or 40 episodes of the podcast?
I don't think he was being ironic. He liked a lot of those shows. He's trying to be all cool. Liar.
Why do they all speak Japanese? I don't like that. I don't speak the language. Like,
How am I
I'm
supposed to follow this?
confused.
Can't relate to
I
this.
can't read. Like, reading while watching a show isn't pleasurable.
How am I supposed to relate to this? I didn't participate in any clubs or organizations at my school. I was a loser.
Our guest this week is the Crunchyroll subscription base.
Oh, sweet.
How's it going,
That is a
guys?
quality group of people to get. I am one of them.
How did you like watching Kill la Kill for the 8th time?
Oh, great. You know, that scene where Satsuki has
How
the
does it compare to your
booty.
Kiss anime account?
I don't know. Like, it's pretty easy to watch anime
In
on my
addition to paying
phone.
$5 a month for Faku. You know, I bet
Oh,
you're
okay.
having a
No,
great
I am
time.
not as big of a Jew as Jacob is. Okay, so I can go on a tangent here. I was at the Anime Expo panel where he announced he was going to go a premium model.
Oh yeah, how was the reaction there?
So the whole story
Scandal!
is I went with a friend, and this was when Faku wasn't huge or Anime Expo wasn't huge. But the line to get in this panel was ridiculous. And we were standing for at least an hour to get in. And we were in this corner, and the Anime Expo staff, and these people that we were waiting with were waiting for the longest time. Like, we were some of the first people in line. Come and section off specifically the people that have been waiting the longest because they were not waiting in the right area, and said,
Damn.
you are no longer allowed to come in this panel.
Well, you know, you give somebody a little bit of power, they're going to abuse it.
Welcome to my porn panel.
Ironically, Jacob was walking by to get in the panel and said, you guys can just come in. Come on. Like, I know you guys have been waiting.
Who is Jacob?
The owner of Faku, the Jewish-looking dude.
I figure. I don't... Man, what is Faku?
The
Hentai website. The Dojin.
The Dojin website. The one for normies that you pay for.
And
I'm looking at it now.
We got seats, me and my friend, because Jacob brought us in. This may sound like bullshit, but it's true. We got to sit in the front row, and I got to sit next to Jacob's girlfriend. And I shit you not, she was on Tinder the entire time we were in this panel.
What a scoop!
How do you know it was his
We're blowing
girlfriend?
this one open.
I don't know. Like, he was all handsy with her, and she was an attractive cosplay lady, and
I bet
don't
that's
know.
I bet that's not a scandal. I bet he's super proud of being in an open relationship.
And
Guys, these
people
girls are naked.
I'm not gonna lie. The reaction was pretty negative when he announced he was going premium. I've never felt scared at an anime convention.
Yeah.
But that was definitely one of the times, other than the dude who threatened to shoot up Anime Expo last year. That was the only time I've ever felt scared.
Sorry about
I can't believe
that.
only one dude did that. Yeah, anime. I need to go to more anime conventions. It's the only place where I can be drunk in public and also feel the strongest out of
Dude,
hundreds
You
of
can
people.
fuck up everybody.
Oh
Dude,
my god!
you should totally just see the amount of flasks that come out after they get rid of everyone who is under 21 at that thing.
Yeah, see, last time I was smart. I didn't bring a flask. I had.
you just pour it into a fucking Sprite bottle.
Yeah, I had Sprite and vodka. Thank you very much.
See,
I'm
what
smart.
I did is I had a Camelback that I filled with Red Bull and vodka.
Nice. Oh, Red Bull. That's a good. Yep.
Yeah, you could discreetly use your Camelback.
just a one of those beer hats.
just a bottle of vodka and a can of Sprite. Oh my god. Oh man. Well, that's lovely. That's lovely. That's a
good one.
great scoop.
I like that
Well,
one.
you wouldn't believe what Jack's girlfriend did to him at this panel.
That's Jacob.
Who's-
Please, he said.
Dude,
it.
I didn't know
No.
Deathlock's girlfriend was.
Call outs. I don't know who this Jacob is new to me, so
I don't
Have you
know
seen a
Jacob
picture
very
of him
well,
yet?
but I like to imagine him like just believing his girlfriend when she's like, I just like to look, I'm just browsing. I'm not going to talk to any
Jacob
of them.
in Japan.
And then he
He's got hair.
and then he goes to Dies for advice, and Dies is like, oh no, that's
He looks
fine.
like a Jew. He looks
Does-
like a Jew.
You keep saying that.
He's allowed to.
Dude, look at this image. Images work great on a podcast, but
What channel are you? Where are you posting these?
can I open image in new tab? That is. How do you get images from Twitter?
You save
I
them?
reiterate, you're Jewish. You're allowed to say these things.
Oh, he is.
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
I don't know how to open images in not Twitter, so this is no longer happening.
I see images of this dude, of Facebook posts where this dude shared that he's been reading or favorited I'll Come Inside My Little Sister and Her Friends Too.
Excellent. Good stuff.
There we go.
Oh,
There
yeah,
it
I
is.
know. I'm looking at. I googled Jacob Faku, and
He totally looks like a Jew.
Maybe it's because this was put into my head earlier, but
he looks like Ethan.
Little Persian looking. Yeah,
That's how we picture Ethan looking.
Someone said Ethan looks Persian. Yeah, this guy looks exactly like you, man. This is what you look like to everyone.
Oh no!
You look like
I gotta go talk to my girlfriend.
You look like you were kicked out of My Chemical Romance before they got popular.
Nice meme.
All right. Missed my opportunity to collab with Lil Peep.
Anime.
Ah.
Okay, I can't just be.
I can vent about
Jacob Faku's beautiful mop head.
I can talk about the hottest anime gossip for hours, but that's not
there's
this.
There's just Jacob Faku, obviously, and then Edward Elric got Me Too'd or something.
Wait,
his voice actor. Yeah.
Wait, no, Vic Vagina? No.
What?
Oh, wait, the American one?
Yeah.
Vic Mengenabada?
Yes, yeah. Oh, he's canceled, buddy.
No.
Oh, he's over.
Oh.
Too handsy with his fans at conventions, taking pictures, being too.
Oh, he's like that cosplayer.
Momo?
Unwanted affection.
That was the only thing I've seen from Momo in the last 6 months was someone posting a picture of her with her on her back, legs way in the air, and she has no asshole. And she has a tiny little G-string, and the post is just like, "What, guys? I'm fucking freaking out. Where the fuck is Momo's asshole?" Because you can see where it clearly should be, and it's gone. Like she edited it out. Very funny.
Well, this is a. I'm looking at these. This is pretty scandalous stuff from Vic here. He's kissing a lot of underage girls.
Yeah, I mean.
You know, and I would make me a hypocrite if I didn't want Drake to be executed for his crimes, and I allow Vic to get away with it. But I'm fine with that.
But you know that Drake is actually a sex pervert, whereas Vic is a wholesome man and isn't thinking of these things in a lewd way.
You're very, very right.
I was just made aware of this guy like yesterday, but I can tell from his pure voice.
Drake must be stopped.
Yeah, Drake. I mean, Drake is just straight up like texting 14-year-old girls. That's different.
It's not good.
It's not good.
We're blowing this one wide open.
But maybe he's, corny enough that he's actually trying to give life advice to 14-year-old girls. That'd be funny.
Drake is definitely a broken Michael Jackson type, I think. I
More broken than Michael Jackson?
I mean, obviously. Michael Jackson was a normal person. Everything that happened to him is taken out of context. I believe him.
His voice was actually normal octave. Not a lot of people know
him
that.
hanging his child out of a window. I mean,
that's such a good image.
His dryer was broken. What do you expect him to do?
You gotta dry your baby.
You gotta dry that baby out. No towels?
What do you want, a waterlogged little toddler? Nobody wants
that.
Speaking of babies.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Boogiepop.
That's not even the show we're talking about. No.
Is that what we're starting with?
What's the matter with you? We're starting with Grimm's Notes. Fuck off.
Show's bad.
Try again. Let me bring up my picture of Grimm's Notes. I'm doing these pics live now. There we go. Yeah, who watched Grimm's Notes? I think
I did.
Sam watched Grimm's Notes. Great. Let's talk about Grimm's Groats. This is an online, free-to-play phone RPG by Square Enix.
Oh, I changed my mind about it.
I'm
downloading it right now. I thought it was bad, but now I'm just downloading it to play another phone game.
Oh, the game you mean. Okay. How many of those do you think Square has? Like 10?
Easy.
I can't believe they would even make another one, considering Fate Grand Order makes probably $1 billion a day, and that's not even...
I mean, I have a Square Enix phone game on my phone right now, as we speak.
What's that one?
Sin of Alice.
Okay.
The Yoko Taro phone game.
Oh, is that new?
No, it is just not in the United States.
Okay. What the hell was I gonna... I don't know.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I'm out of my element with this fucking phone game shit. I'm getting outweaved.
You should download...
You didn't know Fox...
You should start downloading some phone games, dude.
You didn't know Keys in the Eye last week.
It's alright.
You're into sports gambling. Why not get into anime gambling?
Oh, I would totally gamble on anime.
Then, shit. Boy, do I have some games for you.
I would basically always win because I can call all this shit.
I'm talking like you are rolling for characters.
No. I want to
if there was
gamble
a-
on the results of shows.
Decision Market. Do those websites have anime? We should put them in if they don't. Does this Alice game have an anime yet?
Sin of Alice?
Sin of Alice?
No. I just want it to come to the West because the art is fantastic.
Sin of Alice. Oh, yeah, that's...
Like, honestly,
Oh,
some of
this
the...
just gives me a bunch of Chinese mugshots or Vietnamese or something. Is it called?
Oh my god, why is there so many Chinese mugshots?
Oh, it's called Sino Alice. Okay.
Oh, my bad. Must have been lost in... Oh my god, I need to change my mute key.
Okay. Grimm's Notes by Brainbase. And it kind of stinks right off the bat here. I couldn't do it. It was like 5 p.m. 5 p.m. on a Thursday, and I just felt like I had to start drinking as soon as this one started up.
You know, it's funny you say that. I was at the gym doing my cycling regimen, and I was watching this, and I could not finish it, even though the only other thing I could do was just stare at the fucking wall.
Just stare at another man's ass instead of this show. Yeah. Stare at the
It's an indictment.
stealing.
Holy shit. I'd rather think of nothing.
Oh yeah, no, it's negative entertainment.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm
drains you.
glad I didn't watch this shit.
It's a bummer. Yeah.
What happens?
It's an RPG. You know, there are people that they don't introduce really, and they're doing RPG things, and they look like RPG characters.
I think one
Like
of the
so-
running jokes is that the main character, his transformation is into a girl. Like, all these characters can transform into a
I didn't even notice
fairy
that.
tale character.
I
Like
cared so
Alice in Wonderland or Red Riding Hood, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, they do a transformation sequence at the very, very end of the show. But in this first part here, they're just fighting this monster. They save a dude from a monster, and they all just sort of look like colonial pirate steampunk, people.
Anime.
And they save the dude from a monster, and it's almost seems like it's one of those shows where they just assume everyone watching has played the game because they don't. There's no intro, there's no setup. It's just them. They're there, and then they find Red Riding Hood is in this, I guess. And they go to this village and they talk to. They take the injured guy to this village, and there's an old lady there that tells them about how they got a bunch of Red Riding Hoods, like it's a role in their village. So, and also everyone has a book they carry around that tells them everything that's going to happen to them.
Okay. Wait, they get to read their own books?
Yes.
And then this other village guy is talking about how he knows Red Riding Hood and takes care of her like he's her dad. So they go to this cave to rescue her, and a ridiculous purple wolf man hops out and runs away. And I was just fucking. It's not just a bad first episode. It doesn't even feel like a first episode. It feels like I hopped right into the middle of the show here. Like, this is the first one, and it's just this weird Red Riding Hood plot where you have to rescue this girl, and there's no exposition. What's going on? There's
Yeah,
one
it's
girl
pretty
that
bad.
likes guns, which I like. That's the only character I like.
How do you
Likes my
not
gun.
play fucking Girls Frontline?
I did.
I'm so mad.
No, I downloaded it and I installed it, but I can like I said, I can only handle one. Two would be
Quit fucking Azure Lane. Quit Azure Lane right now.
Oh,
Play
but I already
Girls
made it
Frontline.
so far. It's you gotta just Girls Frontline. You gotta move the pieces. Now I set it to auto because my level's extra high. And I
That
just let it
doesn't
go.
mean it's a good game.
I don't care.
You're not even
It's a
playing.
video game. It's a phone game.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on a second. This is the realization that
Tell you what,
why
watch
I
the
stopped
shows.
Azure Lane
What's that?
is I don't like the game.
I don't even
I
play
play
the
it.
game. I
give
collect
the game
girls.
money to get pictures
See,
of anime girls.
That's the difference. Is I haven't put a cent into that game yet, and I've been playing it for like 5 months.
Whereas
So-
Girls Frontline makes me think.
Whoa.
Did you literally pick one that we saw an advertisement on the
There were ads everywhere, and I was like, "Damn!" And I downloaded it like ironically, and I've played it literally every day for 5 months.
It's the big game. It's the big game right now because
were
you
so
don't
many ads. I was
actually
like-
have to play it.
What the fuck is this?
That's funny because when we were in Japan, I saw a bunch of ads for beer, and I developed a crippling alcoholism problem. So like that's
lot of
kind
beer.
of That's we went different routes, huh?
I don't even think I
mine's
saw
probably
any
healthier.
Girls Frontline ads in Japan, which is weird. Azure Lane was fucking everywhere. It was in every train station.
Well, dude, it's
Goddamn.
it's literally made by the Chinese government.
Well, I mean, it's made by China, which I guess you can sort of say it's made by the government, but it's weird though because
You clearly do not understand how of communism
like
works.
it's made by the
people took
Chinese,
control
but
of means.
it's made by the Chinese, but they do such a good job of hiding it. That they're like this shadowy like background.
But that
like,
is
you know
all...
it's Chinese at some level, but like you're playing the Japanese version, and all the artists are Japanese, and all the voice acting is Japanese.
But that's the thing.
It's very
Declan,
very shady. I like it.
is China is better at being Japan than Japan is at this point.
No, not yet. Not even close.
China is better at being American than America is.
Have you seen their movies?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they literally just hired Japanese artists, so I don't know what about the game is even fake Japanese.
Yangshi makes it? Is that the company I'm thinking?
Something like that. They all have names like that.
So Grimm's Notes, not good.
Oh.
Not good. No. This is not a phone game podcast.
I mean, that's one of the most resoundingly negative reviews I've heard on this. in a
Well,
long
see,
time.
what happens is it turns out Red Riding Hood is not what she seems.
Oh God.
And
I can mute you in this chat. I think we should move on.
no, I just finishing up my notes. How am I supposed to care about any of this shit that anyone's saying? And then I just kind of swear a bunch. Then they do a fucking henshin sequence. How are there 6 minutes left? Here it is. I'm just playing Azure Lane now, so there we go. That's what I was doing. Everything is back to normal. No, dude, nice. Don't watch. What's wrong with you? Do not watch. Even if you play this game, why would you watch? Okay, sorry, we're done.
Now we're moving on to a good anime.
But
Are we?
It's time. Well, Boogiepop time. Boogiepop. Remember Boogiepop Phantom? Some
Fuck
people
yeah, I do.
I don't, because I haven't watched it.
God damn it.
I know. Well, we should watch that for this show. That
is a really good show.
That's one you hear people mention, but it's not like it's super well regarded. It seems more. My guess is that it's more influential than it is like extremely good, because I never see people talk about it other than like its style or something. I don't know.
It's definitely one of those shows that's a lot bigger for the Japanese audience than it is for stupid weeaboos like us.
That was like 2004, right? 2000.
2000. Yes.
Okay.
Yowzers.
But I think Boogiepop Phantom was a side story, and this is an adaptation of the original from the beginning.
Yes.
So this is sort of you can start with this, is what I think.
It is very good.
Originally a light novel. Yeah, it's Madhouse. Looks nice.
The animation's fantastic. The opening is fantastic.
It's
I
cool.
cannot praise this show enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. Can I summarize this one?
Sure.
Okay. So we got our pro tag, and he's waiting in this shopping district for somebody. He's waiting all day, and like some friends come up. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna come kick it." He's like, "No, I'm waiting around for a friend of mine or my lady or whatever." And literally all day passes, and then this homeless dude stumbles through the shopping area near him. And this lady in a crazy hat and cloak comes down and scolds everybody for not helping this homeless man. She's got it's a really tall hat. It's kind of floppy though, and she's got like a black cloak, and I think she looks kind of silly.
I think the whole thing is she's supposed to look like an old era Japanese judge.
That makes sense to me. But she really comes off like a bitch here. Because, I'm not going to help a random homeless dude.
Mind you, the homeless dude also looks like a zombie.
He is kind of
he's
stumbling
homeless.
around, his arms out. I mean, so, whatever. So it looks, apparently that's like his date, or the girl that he's supposed to be on a date with is the girl in the cloak. And then he goes, he leaves and goes to class the next day. He's late, by the way.
Just a little bit.
Flipping through his text messages, and you can see that he decided to go home and just send her a text. So homegirl, the girl that he was supposed to meet with, is not in school that day. and apparently, according to a teacher, 4 female students have quote unquote run away from home or are missing. We get a flashback to the day before, where this is the homeless dude situation again. Cops start roughing up the homeless dude, and then the lady in the hat and cloak takes one of them out. And he heads up to the rooftop where he sees homegirl, the girl in the fucking hat and cloak. We're gonna call her. Is she Boogiepop?
Yes.
She's Boogiepop.
Yes, that is Boogiepop.
Okay.
You are missing the entire point.
Okay, so it's like a split personality thing. Like, she's manifesting herself through homeboy's friend. Humanity is in danger. That's why she appears. Let's see. He gets a phone call from his friend who says that she was at home sleeping all day and doesn't remember anything that happened. And the Boogiepop conveniently, implanted that memory into her. So there's like this. The reason she's at the school is because apparently one of his classmates is the creature or is
A man-eater.
So yes, she's a man-eater in all caps is what I have in my notes because of that song. So yeah, it's hiding out inside of a student, and it apparently kills girls before they can get ugly is what the rumor going around the school is. Whether or not that's the case, I don't know. We meet a new character who is interested in serial killers, and there's like a little scene where all of her classmates bug her, like, what are serial killers like? And, she gives the proper answer, which is like, you can't just generalize about killers, really. They're so different and varied. Anyways, they talk about how girls fantasize about running away. It's like an escapism thing for them, because you can just get rid of all your problems. And then I guess Boogiepop's gonna leave, because the danger is gone. And then our homeboy's friend is the actual girl is back. So what? I just went through the entire thing there. This show, the first episode at the very least, has it's like a flat line. Like, there's no sort of drama that really occurs. I don't know what I'm supposed to be invested in necessarily. Explain to me why you guys liked this, or at least Sam liked it.
I liked it. Well, a lot of it comes from nostalgia, I suppose, because Madhouse did a fantastic job animating this, and I really like Boogiepop Phantom. Mm-hmm. I don't see how someone jumps into this show, because in 2019, when we're all hyped up on Adderall and need 30 plot points going at the same time, I don't see it being successful. But if you have that,
go ahead.
If you have that through line to the old series where you're like, man, fuck, Boogiepop Phantom was great, you can enjoy it.
I guess what I'm saying is, when a show first started, I'm like, this is kind of cool. It's got a nice, somewhat sober tone to it. It's really, it's not over dramatic. Everybody speaks in a pretty normal tone of voice, which is, a nice change of pace. But it really just starts to, that only goes so far. And at a certain point, I'm like, I need something. I need some kind of drama. We don't see, Boogiepop just shows up and she's like, yeah, I'm here because there's some sort of danger, and then we never really see the presence of that danger other than a couple of girls are dead, but that's not,
so
we don't. Go ahead.
I will lead you to watch the PV if you really want, because there is action. It is going to be fight scenes. It is going to be the dramatic reveal of who these people are. They are going for the whole we aren't going to show everything type of thing.
Okay. I guess I needed a hook. I needed a hook of some kind, and this first episode does not give me one.
See, the whole thing is, this is going to be a very slow, psychological type of... you don't watch Lane. The first episode of Lane is boring as shit. It's because it's not meant to be this, fucking... Oh, we want this cut like a music video. No cuts longer than 15 seconds. Bam! I bought a fucking rolling dolly for every fucking scene. It is, like you said, this kind of sober, not overly dramatic type of thing.
What do you got, Declan?
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah, I was okay with it being pretty slow because I was intrigued. I wanted to know. I would like to know more, and I liked just the atmosphere I can sit through anything if it has a nice tone. And Madhouse is good at doing very bleak modern cities. Like it is very just has a kind of just a really like sullen atmosphere, or they're just kind of creepy almost. And I like the music a lot. I think
music is so good.
From what I've heard from the original Boogiepop, the music was a big draw, and I liked this a lot because, like, what I really liked was there's a really long scene when Boogiepop is explaining himself or herself, and it's just like panning over like a track on a high school track, and that would be a really boring scene. But instead of generic like exposition music, it was like sad post rock almost. And it just, that was enough to flip it around for me.
See, I think the two tags that might make a little bit of sense to you, Ethan, is on Anime List. It shows it as a chronological order, so it is definitely not going in chronological order, which is probably why it seems slow. And it's a big philosophy anime.
It's I understand that, and like I get what you're saying about the tone, but it's like as a first episode, there's just I don't necessarily have a super strong attachment to any of the characters. Like there's no I just it lacks a hook, and I guess that's all there is to it really. Like I could see how this could be good, and I could see like looking back on this after like however long this show is. And being like, okay, damn, that was such a simple time because we've gone like on these crazy developments, but it just didn't necessarily do anything to pull me in, unfortunately.
All right,
yeah,
that's not a dismissal. It's just I didn't love the first episode.
It does set a couple things up, and I want to know how they unravel, hopefully in an interesting way. Also, I like it keeps doing this really psychedelic thing of like it starts to drift off into like this really dreamy noise, and then it snaps back into realistic ambience really suddenly.
It's some good filmmaking, or like just cinematography. I did like the direction.
Yeah. It was kind of a gimmick, but I liked it.
Okay.
There you go.
Boogiepop.
Hot.
Sorry to rain on your guys' parade. Again, it's not that I disliked it. It's more just
It's more like you suck.
Damn. True though.
How about something else?
Let's do it.
How about Domestic Nakanojo?
Oh yeah, baby.
Domestic Girlfriend. I didn't get the title until the end of the show. I get it now. I get all of it now. I heard about this manga a lot, I feel like. I don't know why. But it's being done by Dio Media. All I knew it was like a love triangle or something.
Yeah,
that was kind of right. And then I started watching. I was like, wait, is that a calm dam? What the? This girl fucked.
I mean, the whole thing is that they go there, and that's the appeal of the manga.
They went there once.
From right out the bat, baby.
I mean, my guess is they're either going to go there once, or he might fuck the other girl too, and that'll be it. But I don't know. Don't tell me anything.
He scored a slam dunk home run. Fucking
I wouldn't call
baby.
that I would not call like anonymous casual sex a home run.
He fucking rounded the bases and went straight to
I don't think
home.
They're really psyched. Yeah.
Declan, okay, so you're browsing Tinder and you get this smoking hot fucking
I'm
babe.
using my not anonymous real Tinder account to cruise for warm, wet pussy on my local.
And you get the warmest pussy ever, and you have a nice.
Women within 100 meters, please. Age 55 and up.
And then you realize, oh shit, this shouldn't happen.
Why? Because it's my step-sister, mother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened to me constantly.
This is basically Star Wars.
Yeah.
Remember when
it's
Luke
about family. You're on a porn set. It's about family.
This is the next season of Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Your son needs to learn about sex from somebody, so why not from his stepmother?
There you go. Japan's good at making shows where people have sex and are very sad, which is a a field that Western entertainment really drops the ball on. So like the opening here reminded me a lot of Kuzuno Honkai, another show about people who have sex.
Oh
that are very
God,
sad.
that show made me so depressed.
Yeah, but it was good though.
Holy shit.
That's just a sex drama, but it has a great antagonist. Oh, it's fantastic. A sex antagonist. Amazing.
That's actually my handle. Mine is sex antagonist in my BDSM circles that I run in. If somebody were to describe how I am in bed, it would be a sex antagonist.
Yeah, you're just vexing.
I wear a curly mustache. I have a top hat. I'm gonna tie you to these train tracks.
And then fuck you.
And then fuck you. So yeah, they fuck the first scene of the show, or they have fucked, and then the dude rushes to his friend's place to tell his friend about it. And
nice.
Then it shows he is in school. I guess it's a flashback to school. He's got this hot teacher who spanks his friend,
Ooh.
and they all call her Hina-chan. What a fucking slut. She's probably like 20. So then they all go to a mixer, which is I guess that's.
Have you guys ever been to a mixer?
It was sad.
I don't know what
it was sad.
Is that the same thing in America?
Is that a thing in America?
I've been to a mixer.
I mean,
it was called a mixer.
Well, like I thought a mixer here was just like basically a party between people who don't know each other very well.
That
like,
is what
I mean,
mixer
that's
is.
basically
like people like my job, people in my office are planning a mixer because it's just like a team building thing. But it's not like, hey, let's all try and pair up.
I mean, I don't think
sex
that's what it
purposes.
is in Japan. I think that's just the implication they do.
Oh, okay. Because in anime, it's always like, we need one boy for every girl.
I
Now we
think
gotta
that's
do karaoke.
I think that's just a whole like, oh, Hina-chan likes me.
So you're saying it's beautiful. The mixers that I go to, usually you have to drop your keys into a fishbowl.
Oh, classic mixer.
Also, the gender requirements, it's not so it's not so rigid as it is.
We gotta wear nothing but sneakers.
I need to go to this key party mixer. It's fucking essential.
You gotta. It's good team building exercise, actually.
You know, the work key party ended really badly last year.
What?
You don't know what a key party is?
Yeah, that's
No, that's what we've been joking about.
You've never been to a...
He's written this narrative, and I'm not really. He hasn't invited us
Not
into
following.
He's having fun by himself over there, and I want to be part of the fun.
Look, it was a
Stop
long
having fun.
day at work.
Oh
It's
no!
all right. It's all right. Let me have fun. Play with me. Don't make these jokes that we're not allowed to enjoy.
I was just thinking about the idea of a workplace key party. Like
Okay.
That's pretty funny.
All right. This stage has been set. Thank you.
Just writing key party on the suggestions on the whiteboard in the office.
Question mark?
Key party? Like 3 times in different places. It's all clearly in your handwriting because you draw your R's in a weird way.
And then you do like you have a different color marker. That's a great idea. I love one.
Yeah. Swingers?
My wife?
Who wants my wife? Does anybody want my wife?
My wife.
My wife.
Please email my wife.
Yeah, I keep these chickens in my backyard, so I've got a bunch of eggs. I'm selling them for 6 for $1.50. Also, you could fuck my wife if you want.
Venison jerky. It's got soy sauce and hot pepper flakes. Anyone want to fuck my wife on the train of my wife? I go out and shoot pheasant and I store it in a confit and duck fat. It's delicious. You fry it in like a cast iron. Anyone want to bang my hot wife? So they go to this mixer and he meets this cool, quiet girl, and she asks to leave together. And I was actually very proud of myself because how long did it take you to realize she wanted to fuck? Because I actually didn't think. Even though I knew they were going to end up fucking, when she was like, "Want to leave?" I was like, "Yeah, let's leave and go to an arcade or something," because I didn't realize.
Literally the second that she asked him to leave.
Yeah, that's see. I didn't quite get there. It wasn't until
that kind of wigged me out because I was thinking like they're gonna get into some sort of romantic adventure and then fuck, but it's way darker and more clinical than that.
Yeah, exactly. So they leave together. They go to her house. Dude still doesn't get it, even after they're in her place. And she asks him to fug. And the reason she asked him is she wants to. It's just out of curiosity. There's no reason. And the reason she asked him is because he basically looked like a virgin, and she didn't want. Yeah. She says she didn't want to be taken advantage of, even though that's exactly what she's asking him to do. I don't understand how you could not be taken advantage of when you're just asking to be fucked. I don't know what that means. Maybe that was a sub thing. A subtitle thing.
Gosh, I think she's got like a weird power complex thing. I just don't think it's. I think it's a matter of like she wants to be in control and like the idea of somebody trying to seduce her turns her off because it kind of removes the clinical aspect of it. It's like tampering with the with your studies. I
don't know if it's that deep, but it might be. I hope it is. And they bang. Apparently, it was okay. She doesn't seem too enthused.
That was a big old fucking yikes for me. That's not what you want to hear after bone-in.
Oh yeah, no. I would. This happens to me. First of all, I would not fuck. I will never fuck. But if it did happen and she was like, yeah, I don't know, it was fine, I would probably like move to that Greek monk island and just become an Orthodox. Like,
check, please.
Doing a check, please, from women is fantastic. Okay. So homeboy likes his teacher that we met earlier. And that he hangs out with her on the roof a little bit. He catches her crying by herself, and he presses really hard to know why, which is don't do that. Come on, man. You don't know her that well.
Absolutely no decorum.
And then we get to the plot. His dad, his single dad, is marrying a lady. I was like, okay, is he married? He's marrying the teacher.
Oh yeah,
he's marrying the teacher's mom, teacher's sisters with. I called it they were sisters, but she's sisters with the other girl. Domestic. Do you get it? They all meet each other, and this old bitch that his dad is marrying is just talking about her old husband, their dad, cheating on her right in front of them.
Jeez.
That happens when you get cheated on. It breaks you like that. Social barriers kind of fall down because your trust in other people's been.
I think it's been long enough, but I don't know.
Man.
They're moving, new house, everyone lives together instantly.
Oh, I love it.
It's just like, it's almost like that 90s show we watched, Marmalade Boy.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Except that one was even weirder, because that's just kind of swingers.
That's right.
This is less weird because they're divorced. But I mean, these are both like kind of played for jokes. Like it happens, they make jokes about how fast it's happening. The shows might as well great. Just saying like, we're doing this for the plot because this is junk food show.
I love
hijinks.
It. You get both of the girls in one house.
Yeah, and just go for it. You don't need a reason. It's fine. So and then and then the other person who brings attention to it is his friend, who's basically the audience insert, who he goes to and he's like, your teacher that you have a crush on is the sister of the girl you had sex with.
Fuck
and now
yeah,
you're living together?
Let's go.
What? Like his job is just to be flabbergasted at how ridiculous all this shit is. And then he's living with this Teach. Teach likes to drink and be naked.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's right. Like she is just better. I don't like.
That seems pretty great.
Just kind of better. And then the other conflict he's encountering is that he's basically living. It's a Japanese apartment. It's not, or they move into a house, but it's not huge. He's basically in a 24/7 blue balling chamber, kind of. Mm-hmm. And then Teacher's passed out, and he just kind of tries to sneak one in. Just kind of bends down. but never mind. The sister sees his attempt, and he gets caught, and that's the end of the first episode.
I'm gonna come out and say, if you don't like that, you just don't like Big Ten football, baby. This is what it's all about.
Big Ten.
This is what it's all about, baby. It's about you got girls you want to fuck, and then they both move in with you, and then you're living with them. That's good shit. That's what I'm talking about.
It's an age-old formula. It's the hero's journey.
I really just love the novelty of both of the girls. That's just good stuff.
You have to have both. Yeah, no.
You gotta love that. That's
it's like hey, Onagai teacher is like, hey, it's one girl and she moves in next to you? No, I don't think so, buddy. Nuh-uh. 2 of them right in your living room.
And the thing is,
shit.
For whatever reason, I didn't realize that it was going to be both girls. It's Chekhov's girls,
big, buddy.
Chekhov's girls, man. Like, you should know that these girls are going to be used later on the show, and I mean,
wish that I had Chekhov's girls.
Isn't that just great?
Oh my god,
seems pretty good. It's going for it.
You gotta love that. What do you think, Sam?
I think anything about Chekhov's girls is great.
I did watch it. Okay.
Yeah, that's just some good anime there.
It's good wholesome family fun.
Yeah, fun for the whole family.
There you go. Reviewed.
Again, if you don't like, you're just not a fan of anime if you don't like the show. I'm gonna be honest.
Pretty much.
I didn't like this anime very much.
Oh my god. What about it did you not like?
I don't know. Just not necessarily something I'm interested in.
It doesn't have a strong aesthetic.
You know what it's got, though?
Sex.
It's got
2
titties. Bitches. What if you had 2 bitches? You don't like that one? What if there was 2?
I'm a simple man. This is, I'm like, they're gonna get all sorts of awkward sex situations together. Teacher comes out, she got her titties out. How are you not gonna like that?
She drinks beer, she's got her titties out, man.
Oh man.
I mean,
get off this podcast.
That sounds wonderful, but I need some realism in my anime.
Speaking of realism.
Okay, yeah, no. The realism of warfare. It's time to get militaristic.
I love this show.
Let's go.
It's time for Mahou Shoujo Tokushusen Asuka Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka.
Now we're talking actual anime.
A manga adaptation from Leiden Films.
So who animated this? Because they need to never
Leiden
animate
Films.
anything ever.
What's Leiden Films known for?
Oh god.
Not a lot of good stuff. Not a lot of. I think they do like Nanoha.
Nanoha?
Beelzebub
They
show.
do like Nanoha Strike.
That was a good show.
Yeah, they animated. That Beelzebub show was pretty good. It was not, Ooh, Terraformars.
Ooh, that was bad.
Secco Boys. Not great in the animation department, but it works. Anyways, yeah.
Yes.
Magical Girl Spec Ops. That's a
fuck me.
That's something that hasn't been tackled. That's something that hasn't been slapped onto Magical Girls yet.
It's almost as if they saw, oh man, Madoka did great. Let's do one of those.
Well, I mean, there's one of these every season. I love the obligatory, like, edgy Magical Girl show it's like Magical Girls, but it's slightly more hardcore, like Magical Girl Raising Project. Mahou Shoujo Saito. Remember that one? What about Tai-sen, the Sun one, the other Madoka ripoff? What about... I mean, there's been basically one every season for the last 10 years because of fucking Madoka. And in this one, the enemies are called Disas, and there's a lot of EDM.
Fuck yeah.
And
sample heavy electropop, baby.
It's military, yes, military themed. You know your terms.
And it's not even like the guns were very good. Like, I'm down for some gun porn, but it was like an AK, an M4.
The opening scene of this might as well be a show within a show. I kept thinking it was going to pan out and it was going to be on a TV and the characters were going to be watching it because it's like
the way it's paced and shit.
Oh,
yeah, it's
the
just like she's standing on a building.
Terrible.
And she's just like 5 seconds of like, this is a job for me.
They just explain everything immediately. Just
and then
info dump.
It's like really like really ham-fisted, like 5-second action sequence just to get you hooked. Apparently, didn't really work. And then a bunch of really bad narrated exposition about how
just incredible
these stuffed animals, because it's like Mahou Shoujo. It's like girly stuff aesthetics, but it's like dark.
I should
it's like
like
they're
this
stuffed
show.
animals. It's like stuffed animals invaded the Earth, but they're all like killing people. Isn't that fucking
that's
crazy?
fucked up. This dude's arm fell off. That's crazy.
You know what I
You guys ever
wanted?
been in Hot Topic? It's a store in the mall. It's so cool. I gotta show it to you sometime.
The
It's
entire
awesome.
time, I wanted Old Snake to come in and be like, "War has changed. Nanomachines has changed the battlefield."
The eye catch in the middle of the show is literally the game over music from Metal Gear Solid. It's almost exactly the dup 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 dup. It's all the show's music is like that.
This is
It's
just
like
so great.
bad
Man.
military sounding music. So what else happens? The character design. Hey, let's talk about this.
It's great.
Like I said, it was like if Danganronpa was in 2007. Did anyone else have any better metaphors?
No,
No.
it doesn't get much better than that.
Okay,
Yours.
is that semi-accurate?
I like it.
I do like it. That's
Okay,
the episode
that was
title.
My best. That's the best way I could describe it. It's like way too much eyeliner on the ladies, and also they're very doll looking. And how I know it's weird to say that eyes are too big in anime, but it's like something's weird with the eyes. I can't.
They did the thing where they draw the circles within the eye.
That's true. Yeah, the faces
there
are very
you
like
go.
short, and they're very stumpy looking, like like dolls.
God.
Okay, so the very first, when you really get into the show after the exposition, it's like a battlefield, all these dead guys, a lot of blood, and two of them talk to each other for a bit. Very stiff acting from these guys who are like horrifically injured. One of them's missing an arm, and they're just kind of standing there, statue-like, talking to each other. And then it cuts to a bunch of these Mahou Shoujos. They're on a volcano. I guess a bunch of them had already died that we didn't see. That's how you know this is serious, man.
I have to say, they immediately pop like one of the most cliche of like the power level things, where like the dudes are on the sidelines and they're like, we can't even fight anymore. It's all up to those girls, like the military they have no chance.
Of course. I mean, it's better than like them shooting the monster and conventional weapons have no effect. At least they skipped that part.
But they just say it.
They basically say it. Yeah. At least we don't have to watch it. But
Oh my
all the
God.
girls are staring down into this volcano where there's a big like Down syndrome fetus lava monster, and
Yep.
then they talk a bunch, and then one of them says, "Let's say our motto," and I don't remember.
Man.
Oh,
Whoever laughs last laughs best.
something like that.
Okay, man, sure. Like it's not a good motto. And then they fight again for like 5 seconds. A few of them just kind of stand on the edge and shoot guns and don't move. A couple others jump in. And then we get to the best part of the show. Unironically, brings it up a notch for me. Made it watchable. We cut to a high school. It's a
Oh,
gym.
man.
Here she is. She's brown. She got big titties. Short hair.
Nice.
Basketball girl. Ooh, best part of the show.
We got everything in one perfect package, baby.
She's so good. Oh man, the art style almost works on her. It's great. It's just great. I don't know. And then there's a transfer student. She's a sullen, mysterious one. She's walking through the street. There's news feeds
Oh my
talking
God,
about
yes.
Mahou Shoujo are doing anti-cartel operations.
Amazing. She
Yeah.
has visions. She's like looking at this mother with her child, and she has a vision of this horrible monster just destroying, like pulverizing the little girl. It's so
Yeah.
good.
She
You know-
got
so
PTSD.
damaged.
You know what
So
this
good.
show made me miss? Fucking Jormungand.
I should watch Yomer.
That is one of the best animes of all time.
Isn't that has something to do with Black Lagoon? Is that the same mangaka?
I think it's same people.
Or same director, maybe. Yeah, something like that. That seems like it'd be good. Yeah, but even though all these magical girls are just taking out international drug trafficking terrorists, all these little girls still want to be them. They love them.
Man.
So Then back to our regular girls from the classroom with the brown one. They're walking down the street. There's a litter bug. Tomboy sticks up for her friend because she's great. And then the guy gives some lip, so he gets tackled by the transfer student. And that's how they meet. And then they go eat at this, or they eat in school.
Yeah, they have lunch together, and they're obsessing over her because she's so cool.
Tomboy has a big lunch. She eats big. She's like one of the guys, man. The transfer student likes to read. She's got a copy of Franz on the Waves, which is it's a good one. Good copyright avoidance. Then a big guy shows up for the transfer student, tries to get her back in the game. But she's retired. She is retired.
She's fought enough for one lifetime.
Yeah,
amazing.
And the reason for that is that we get a flashback, and this makes no sense unless the subs were wrong or something. But she's fighting, monsters. She comes back home, and she meets some of them are in her house. They broke in, and she's like, "My parents are alive," and they're like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, what do you want? What do we just give them back?" And they're like, "No, we'll just give them to you. It's fine." And then they bring in a box with a severed hand in it. So I guess they weren't.
They're going to give her back to her little by little, is what
but
they
say.
They
said they were alive. I don't.
Man, this is great. Like I literally my notes are just wow. It's like I'm like I thought the show couldn't go any lower, and it just keeps going, baby. It just keeps digging.
I don't think it quite reaches Mahou Shoujo Saito levels of, because you remember like that. Oh man, remember how it cut from their family dinner, like hard cut to her brother just punching her in the stomach.
Oh yes,
that was one of the best.
That was gold. That was gold.
That's the absolute gold standard for edgy, needlessly edgy magical girl shows that are just so just trying
trashy,
so hard, just failing on every level. But this girl's making friends with these schoolgirls. She talks with the tomboy about track. She talks with the bookworm about books, getting the full fit lit treatment. And then, but there's an armored truck robbery. And there was a guy inside who these henchmen rescue, and they just
yes,
they start running through the streets with this dude just mowing down people with guns to more EDM, to more sample heavy EDM.
Just fucking unbelievable.
It's like a freeze frame where it's panning over them, like just running in the middle of the street, holding their guns out with one arm, shooting civilians.
Oh man, it just gets better. It just gets better.
It's amazing. And yeah, then the bookworm goes down, and the girl shows up, and she just starts dismembering the dudes.
So
and
tasteful.
She's like, all right, I'll protect my friend. She like cuts the first henchman into like 8 pieces, just dead, just jibbed. And then the next guy, she cuts his shins off, and she's like, I'll let you live. And it's like, wait, what about that other guy? That's not fair. That's really fucked up.
I think she wants to torture him. I think the idea is that she wants to torture him more.
All right, I guess. I mean,
but man,
it's like
isn't this just great?
It's fucking man.
My notes literally end with "I have no words," and it's just dudes in boxes and shit, man.
There's that dude in that. There's a villain hanging out by the pool. Everyone's got big titties.
Dude,
everybody.
That was the one thing that sold me on this show was the big titties.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta respect it. What do you got on this, Sam?
I don't know. It's not the worst show. I thought Magical Girl Saito was pretty garbage. This is above that at the least because there's tits.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would almost continue watching this because it's so ludicrous.
Yeah,
it's very ridiculous.
This has like a nice campy kind of feel that makes me almost like it.
No, I totally dig that. Like if you look at it from a certain angle, I could definitely see this being entertaining. I was entertained throughout this entire first episode.
Yeah, no, like I was not sitting there bored. I was sitting there like, oh man, this is bad, but I can watch this.
No, that's totally.
The problem is I could see this getting very boring.
Yes,
and like failing to keep it's like I would compare it to maybe like Symphogear. Symphogear knows that it needs to continue doing ridiculous things. It can't just rely on like giving you plot because no one's in that shit for the plot. You can't rest on your laurels. You need to keep bringing out the guys with AKs in the middle of Japanese intersections.
I mean, where do you go?
I mean,
I hope
it
it
could
keeps
just be
going.
more dismemberment porn. Like, that's probably what it's going to be.
No, you need to rack it up. You need to keep.
Oh, because this was great. Because we immediately within the first episode had homegirl held at gunpoint. She was about to get murdered. She was seconds away from being blown the fuck away by these terrorists, and that's like so tasteless.
And it's like this girl's supposed to be like choosing between her going back to the job because she wants to help the world, but she's got these new friends, and it's like she didn't even have to make the decision. It turns out because these guys just try to kill her friends, so she just it's a no-brainer. So that they kind of dropped that plot point.
Great stuff.
This shit's crazy town, dog.
Wow, Japan, great moves. Keep it up. I'm proud of you.
Proud of you guys. All right. Are we good on that one?
Yeah.
I'm satisfied.
Excellent.
And here's another show that looks like hot garbage that only Declan watched.
Oh,
Taking
man.
one for the team, baby.
We came close to not doing this episode because I almost fell asleep during this one.
Ooh.
I think I did that earlier this week. As I sat down, all right, anime time, and in 5 minutes, just 2 hours or hour and a half about sleep gone. Oh, just mouth
This
dry.
anime looks like it's from 2012.
It's pretty simple looking. Bermuda Triangle. Not as exciting as it sounds. Colorful Pastrale. What is a Pastrale, you ask?
Tell me.
Well, the first Google result for Pastrale is Bermuda Triangle. Colorful Pastrale. Now, obviously, you're thinking, well, in the first episode, they're going to explain what a Pastrale is. Mm-hmm. You may be thinking that.
Uh-huh.
But no, man. No. Mm-mm. But it is an original show. From 7 Arcs. This show was announced at a Card Fight Vanguard event. I don't know.
Highest of quality.
The only people that I know who play Card Fight Vanguard are the biggest fucking losers I've ever met. And this is coming from the dude who still competitively plays Yu-Gi-Oh!
If you're looked down on by Yu-Gi-Oh players, you better fit some shit, man.
Card Fight Vanguard is. I used to watch this girl with big titties who played Yu-Gi-Oh, and she opened cards. She used to be a cam whore on 4chan.
Oh my god!
Do you know?
No,
Wait,
I now know what this is.
Card Fight
No, I now know what this fucking anime is.
What's that?
I think Pastrale is a deck. No, there is a mermaid deck in Card Fight Vanguard.
Oh, you think it's based on? It didn't say anything about being based on the game.
It is. No, I already see it here. It is a Card Fight Vanguard spin-off TV anime.
Oh no! Did I accidentally watch a card? I try to avoid. Every season there's a Card Fight Vanguard show, and it looks like
they got you, fucker.
It looks like Zoomer Yu-Gi-Oh! They fucking got me with these fish ladies. It doesn't say, it's not on the Wikipedia. It's not fair. It's not fucking fair. Ugh. Well, whatever. I mean, all right. Well, they finally got me. But anyway,
at the very end of the PV, they show the deck that it's promoting. It is a booster deck. Yes.
Wow, a whole show for a deck. That's amazing. Card Fight Vanguard is one of those things that is like you never hear about it, but you just know that it's like making $1 trillion
I
a second.
timestamped it. If you click the video, you see it.
Timestamped it.
Just click it, and you will see what I'm saying.
He's put up the PV in the chat.
What chat?
The Dream Zone.
Oh, it's in general, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, no,
wow,
I believe
that's
you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that could be it doesn't mean the show was made.
I think it was.
It's a promotional deck for the show. Like, the show wasn't made for the deck. It's the other way around, at least, right?
Still heavily tied in. Well, we can agree.
Yeah,
upon
there's
it.
a relationship.
This is posted
there's
on the Card Fight Vanguard YouTube channel.
there's a Bushiroad like credit in the credits. So I mean, there's definitely a promo, but yeah, this is not a Card Fight Vanguard show.
It is. It is on the Card Fight Vanguard YouTube channel.
So they have a business.
It's not Bushiroads.
It's a tie-in.
It is not Bushiroads. It is Card Fight Vanguards.
Oh, I thought Bushiroad made Card Fight Vanguard.
They did, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, Bushiroad's in the credits. So, but they're just, it's different. It's a show about mermaids. It's not cards. They're not fighting even. There's an underwater city, and it's a big, big vibrant city, and there's all these idol type girls on a big screen on a mega screen, whatever it's called, and they go, they start saying all this stuff about is a man not entitled? No, it's the Bermuda festival. And then the show just kind of zooms in on an empty piece of coral. You're like, what's that? I thought it was weird, but they play the opening.
I'm still caught on this. The man not entitled.
Glad you liked it.
I had to look it up.
The opening was. Oh, you don't? How did you not? Come on.
How did you not know BioShock?
Come on, man.
I ain't played no BioShock.
Opening very pastel-y, appropriately, not pastrale.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, are you sure it's not Pastrale?
It's definitely not pastel. No.
Hiss.
What?
You missed an opportunity there, Declan.
What do you mean? That's the joke I made. What are you talking about?
You said Pastale. I was hoping you'd say Pastrale.
But
Oh my!
that's not a word, though. Why would I say
I'm
that?
killing all senses of humor.
Okay, but the show, instead of that big city, takes place in a little town, small one, and and it's we're in a cafe. The two older ladies, like over 20 probably is what I mean by older ladies, dignified looking, and they talk about cake for a while because they're in this like a bake cafe place, and these girls show up. Our main characters, a group of girls, 4 of them. This is all underwater, by the way. They're swimming. They got tails. And they all show up, and one of them has kind of a squeaky voice that I like, and they all love to eat this cake. And then they go help out this mailman who's a sea lion, and they deliver some mail because he needs some help. And then one of our girls, who I think is kind of the main character, the blonde one, she finds a floating purple orb, and there's a girl inside, and she hugs the orb. And then they go show it to the cafe lady, and she explains what it is. It's something like...
Is that a Pastrale?
Emotions of all the mermaids. I don't think so. All the mermaids that created this ball. I don't know. They're playing like spacewalk music while she's explaining all this. But the girl comes out of the orb and hugs the other girl. And then they're like, all right, well, now we got this girl. So girl starts staying with the blonde girl from before. And she seems amazed and kind of annoyed at how much in the sticks they are. She doesn't get any reception. They can't play. They don't get TV signal. And they're just like talking, and there's no ambience, and there's except all these water noises when they move, and there's like whale cries in the background. And I'm just kind of drifting off. It's peaceful. It's just underwater, just drifting away, letting it go. Hypothermia setting in, dying. And they hang out with this little girl. They ask her if she likes to eat. She says yes. They talk about cake some more. A grand tide blows in, and it's a heavy wind for a second. But
how did you sit through this show?
And then they find an abandoned building that got cleared by the grand tide, and there's a projector inside, and they plays on the projector, and puts the sky on the ceiling, and another lady mermaid kind of dances a little bit on the ceiling, and that was the show.
I'm really, really deep into reading about. I was reading a bit about BioShock on Wikipedia the entire time, and
what did you not know about BioShock? It's been 15 years. What's the matter with you?
So I found this article that's a list of video games considered artistic, and it's
what list of video games? What you cut off?
Considered artistic.
Okay,
and these are examples
sure.
of games that are supposed to be examples of art.
It's pretty pathetic, huh?
We've got
what passes for art in video games.
We've got let's see, pretty Life is Strange, Undertale, Her Story.
Oh my god.
Kentucky Route Zero, which isn't that just Oregon Trail?
No.
What?
I think it's like Art Oregon Trail.
Oh, damn.
I don't know.
Stanley Parable, Gone Home.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Papers, Please is on that list, so that's good.
It's not.
The Cat
okay.
Lady.
Never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Esther.
Is.
But then you got other games too. Like you got Metal Gear Solid 2 is on this list.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Max Payne.
I agree with
Doom.
that.
Is Ace Combat
I agree
in
with
there?
that.
Is Ace Combat in there?
I don't believe Ace Combat's on the list. No.
Max Payne 2 is art. If you
Dwarf Fortress.
That's the opposite of that's pure autism.
Oh.
That's like I guess that's
shut up,
that's
Declan.
autism in how what? That's like calling the fucking that's like calling the cockpit of an A10 artistic. Dwarf Fortress. Come on.
Is great.
I know. I appreciate it and it seems like the coolest thing ever, but artistic? Come on now.
I think they typoed and it's supposed to be autistic.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if you flip it to that, it starts to make a lot of sense. You got Tommy on here.
Is the dragon cancer on there?
It is.
That dragon
Oh
cancer.
my god.
Let's see. The Cosmology of Kyoto, which is a graphic adventure game.
That is a good game. I like that game.
Tempest.
It's so funny that BioShock is considered one of the most like
I don't.
like considered this what is the word, watershed moment for
It really is like
artistic games, and
it's like
the guy who made it is on Twitter being like, "No, guys, I watched the porn for the magical orgasm."
she's a magician. She's doing
to be
tricks
fair,
with
if
her
you look at
pussy. I
film-
call her a magician.
If you look at film, it's not much better. You know, it's like when you look at like this,
Oh, of course.
the greatest filmmakers. You know, they're all.
But at
fucking
least they can
weirdos.
almost have some subtlety sometimes, you know.
If they had Twitter, they would not be subtle. Believe me.
Well, yeah, but the movies are like sometimes don't. You know, BioShock is
Okay,
just like,
what do you think?
What if Art Deco bad?
What do you think
What if Art-
Stanley
what if-
Kubrick's Twitter would be?
I feel like he would never.
I don't think he would
post
have
on it,
one.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
just so weird and very, very obsessed with his work. So the idea of taking any of his mind off of his work would be foreign to him.
Twitter's not good for perfectionists because like it needs to be very stream of consciousness, and you need to be okay with making a lot of shit garbage posts on Twitter.
Well, maybe other people do.
Fuck, now I
you
just
go.
want to watch Full Metal Jacket.
When you think about it, BioShock is the Full Metal Jacket of video games.
Yeah, when instead of would you kindly, it's I am in a world of shit and you do what I say.
Spec Ops
This
alone.
moment shows good to sleep. Spec Ops, God, I can believe I liked that game when I played it. Every time I think about that, I fucking hate that game more and more.
Why?
What a piece of fucking garbage. Because it just did the thing again that no one ever had to do after like Shadow of the Colossus, where it was like, hey, you know, you don't have to do this, man. You're just doing it because the game tells you. Isn't that fucking crazy? You're just being evil. You're not even in control. And then it just does that, and it thinks it doesn't have to be good at gameplay because it's doing that, and it fucking.
Oh, we have a post by David in the chat. Let me know when you.
And the big reveal scene has the worst ass music ever. It's like generic menu music while the guy's explaining how it's like there's no twist because it just shows you this stuff throughout the game, and then it goes like, whoa, that stuff you saw, it was actually different. Whoa, man.
I think
those guys you were shooting, they were actually different guys. Isn't that crazy?
I think horror video games are the closest that we'll ever get to art in the medium.
Yeah, Silent Hill 1 and 2.
It's a genuine opinion I hold, by the way.
I played through a lot of Silent Hill 1 and...
Actually, I think Silent Hill 1 through 4 could be considered art.
I think Amnesia is the scariest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I can't imagine anything scarier than playing Amnesia.
PT was pretty fucking scary.
I tap out really fucking quick whenever I decide to pick that game up because it's just...
Oh, yeah.
It's like...
I wouldn't even play that shit. But that's not... I mean, that's a different skill than being artistic.
Not to interrupt you, but David is asking when to review his weekly episode of Evangelion.
Ethan, can you have David record his episode on your mic and send me the WAV?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
We'll have
should we upload that separately, or should it just be tacked onto the end of this?
Tack on the end of this one.
All right, yeah, sure.
Elegy for a Dead World. We gotta move away from this.
Nier is a game that I consider art.
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
there are just good games.
Yeah,
it's just the ones that people consider. I mean, people like Nier a lot. That got a lot of attention.
Deadly Premonition is listed. Now we're talking.
Oh my god,
hell yeah.
yes.
I mean, that's a shameless ripoff, but yeah, fuck it, man.
Wait, no, Deadly Premonition is fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but it's also
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
It's a Japanese man's shameless.
Swery is a good person.
I looked up
Swery is.
That map.
So funny.
The map in Deadly Premonition,
Greenvale.
the actual world. I looked it up. And I wasn't actually looking that up. I was looking up a really creepy, fucked up town in the Northeast United States. That's like nobody lives there anymore because it's too fucked up to live there, and it's too scary. You can't.
A little more specific. No way.
It's just a horrifying place because everything's completely broken down and. It's been reclaimed by nature, basically. And
so it's just a ghost town.
I looked at but I don't remember what made it especially spooky. This is late night Wikipedia diving, and I looked at the overview of the map, and I'm like, where the fuck have I seen this map before? And I swear to God, the map from Deadly Premonition was just straight up taken from this town.
Okay, that makes sense.
Let me, Don't worry about me. Let's continue with the podcast. We gotta keep
Swery's. I paid for Swery's. I gave his Kickstarter some money.
Did you play his most recent game?
See how that turns. No, I still need to play.
It looks good.
I think it's really fun to see what he wants to copy because it's clearly he really liked Twin Peaks. And it's like, okay, I made Twin Peaks the game, and it's like this budget game, but it's still a crazy huge open world with all these systems, and it's ridiculous and broken. And then he was like, okay, now I make artistic games, and now I make game about being gay because that's how you do it. And now but you're also just breaking all your limbs all the time. It seems cool. And I'm sure he just got everything wrong, but they gave him a pass because he's weird Japanese man. So they're all just yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with fucking game developers that they need to insert homosexuality into everything.
Yeah, it's just game developers.
I don't know what's going on with those guys. I'm sure it'll blow over.
Yeah, it's a trend.
Speaking of trends, what about an anime that looks like it's done by Shaft, but it isn't?
What's
Kaguya-sama wa Koku... I'm not even going to try.
Calling him out.
Kaguya-sama wa Kokurasetai, Tensai-tachi no Renai Zunousen. I like the English title. The literal English title is one of my favorites.
Love is War.
No. That's the stylized one. The literal one is Kaguya wants to be confessed to, the genius's war of love and brains.
Nice.
So good. I can't believe anyone would change that. It offends me so much that they didn't keep war of love and brains. But anyways, yeah, Love is War. Very popular manga. The kind that you think, the kind that you've been seeing reaction images from for it seems like 10 years, and then you look it up and it like started in 2017 or something. I guess 2015 here. But it's you'd see the panels and it's like, oh yeah, I've seen that. And it's by A1.
Oh yeah.
It looks so much like it wants to be Shaft.
You think so?
I think so.
I didn't get that vibe.
I think it looks so much like it just looks great. I don't give a fuck.
Like it reminds me so much of like Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, almost, except it less absurdist.
Okay, so what we got for the show?
Does anyone want to?
I'll do. I guess I can do it. I mean, it's pretty simple. So
okay.
So there, two student council president and vice president at this elite school, right? It's like an elite high school, and everyone's kind of transfixed with them because they're great, and they go to their club room, and they have this really, really, really strong romantic tension that nobody wants to be the first to pull the trigger on. They don't want to be the person to confess to the other person because it's like a pride thing.
Yeah, they're fancy kids, so they're too full of themselves, and they're both. Neither one wants to be the sub.
And so you have a series of little short bits, or they're like probably like 6 to 7 minutes long, where they try to get the other person to confess to them, or accidentally do something that makes it seem like they're trying to confess. For example, in one of them, they're given 2 tickets, and without thinking, the guy says, "It's like, hey, we should go see this movie." And little does he know, the movie has like this reputation for whoever goes to see it ends up in a relationship, which she then uses as leverage to like really dig in and be like, oh, you're trying to ask me to this movie where people end up in relationships. Maybe it's like, well, what are you trying to do? And she starts to play up like she's really into it or whatever. But yeah, it's a bunch of different situations. I don't have super strong notes for this. But like there's that one. There's like a food one where like she really, really wants to eat his boxed lunch because she's ridiculously rich and all of her boxed lunches are like crazy cuisine, like just beautiful works of art, and his is so like down to earth and very very of the people, and she never got to have those simple pleasures, and he ends up feeding their other friend, and she's really jealous of her and stuff, and it's a pretty simple show, but damn, do I fucking really enjoy it.
And their friend is really cutesy and oblivious to the whole thing.
Yep,
it's a good show.
Yeah, it's a good gimmick. Like they're,
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I've seen this exact show.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's not the most original premise ever, but damn, really great execution. I think it looks excellent, and when things get heated, because they're quote unquote geniuses and master strategists, so they're trying to find a way and like to weasel in and find a new angle on the situation to outthink each other, to not be the first one to confess, and it's just that's just good time. And those sequences are really, they've got a lot going on in them. They're not just like straight up them sitting there and thinking. There's a lot of fun animation happening.
See,
it's a fun thing to make very over dramatic.
Yep.
Is just them trying to get
the whole changing backgrounds and stuff like that they do, and it just reminds me so much of like Shaft, of just like where I
could see that, I guess.
It's like instead of just character being in normal background, it's like here's a checkerboard background this guy's talking over for a minute.
That's kind of A1.
The
A1
cuts,
does that stuff.
The cuts aren't jumpy and sudden enough. There's no camera shutter noises.
Not.
But I can see just like if a show has an actual style that it's trying to do, kind of reminds you of Shaft, because who does that anymore?
What has Shaft done recently?
All they're doing is what are they making? They still doing? They're making Monogatari constantly.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There's always one of those coming out, and they made that movie.
They do Fate.
Fireworks.
They do Fate stuff now.
Fate Extra Last Encore. Yeah. They've been doing the one with the with the Umu girl.
Oh yeah,
that
that's this is a good animation. They did March Comes In with like a lion.
Oh yeah, of course that's them.
I never watched it.
That show's good as fuck.
That is a ringing endorsement, and you've just sold me on that show.
That show is one of the best shows of both of the seasons it aired in, because it's two core shows. That show, it's of course a fucking shogi show is going to be extremely exciting, even though none of them have any right to be. That show has like a 2 or 3 episode arc that's just a shogi match between two fucking old ass guys who you don't even know, and it's the most hype thing I've ever seen in my goddamn life. It's incredible. Very, very good. Anyways, what was I going to say?
Good show. I like it.
There's a lot of narration in this show. There's the one thing I wasn't crazy about.
I mean, it's all supposed to be in their head.
Right.
One thing I dislike is that they declare a winner at the end of the bits.
Which I like that, though.
I want to be the one that determines the winner, fucker.
We got a nobody wins. Yeah. Also, the other thing everyone's seen from this show is that ED, big meme. Not the one that aired this episode, but it's confusing because I'm just like, why did they do this? It's like,
which one? What is it?
It's like someone gets you a Christmas present that's too good. How do I give this to you guys without posting it in the general?
Go to our channel or our current conversation. Should be.
Oh, this.
You seen this?
There you go.
Yeah, it's like, why did... No one can even figure out how they did this. No one can figure out if it's CG or if it's rotoscoped or if it's half of each or some shit.
I'm looking.
And it's the most intricately animated choreographed dance routine that I've seen in years. And it's just crazy that they even did it.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
Ethan's watching.
I'm watching.
That looks like
Can't-
rotoscoping.
Yeah, it definitely is rotoscoped.
But there's like some parts of it are like you can see some aliasing, and there's no way someone animated that skirt the entire time. That's insane.
No, it's probably a combination of.
Yeah, I mean someone definitely.
Wow, that skirt is very well animated.
A lady definitely did dance it. Like yeah. But it's
pretty great.
it's so good. Now I'm just watching it again. I gotta stop. I'm just gonna keep watching it. Ooh.
She gets. I like that she's the one in the ED.
Yeah, she's a good character.
Anyway,
I have to remind myself to.
I guess this is why you guys don't do late night episodes. Recording.
yeah, this is definitely the latest we've recorded in a while. This is fucking. Declan's gonna get done, and it's gonna be time for me to wake up.
It's a lot of fucking dead air in this episode.
We brought the goofs already. What? You want us to goof around the entire time? We're a fucking instructional podcast, informational. We're telling you, we're giving you hot deets.
We need to go faster and also do more goofs somehow. Let's work on that.
Okay, I'll write this down. 10% more goofs. Done.
Thank you. I mean, we could maybe maybe add a couple zeros to that. Go ahead with the. Okay, that show's good. Who else? Ethan, you watched Endro.
I sure did.
We're both pumped full of Endro.
Ugh.
And we're starting to
I'd pump something
lose
full
our
of
body
Endro.
hair. I was making like a... It kind of sounds like androgynous to me. That's why, I don't know. Almost
stretch.
not quite estrogen. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I'll workshop it. But Endro is here. It's an original show by Gokumi. It's Nomori, baby. She drew the girls.
Yeah. I
She's
like
back.
the girls.
The girls are the best part. They're kind of the only part.
Yes.
But it is also another dungeon fantasy show. Not an
Yes.
RPG, but a dungeon fantasy.
They got a party
but-
and shit, so it might as
But
well
this one's got a nice ass art style where it looks kind of it's just pleasant to
be. It is soft.
also kind of pastel-y, very soft, but also kind of like sketchy in a way, like a kind of like nice textured line art. Very nice. Girls, a lot of navel.
I want to touch the girls. They're so cute. I just want to
Amen, brother.
I just want to rub their heads. Look at they feel like they'd be so good for head rubbing.
They are very cute.
And they all
They're so soft. The outfits like.
How are they even
a
on
little
them?
bit?
How
pudge.
do they even stay on? Some of them like the tops are ridiculously loose though.
On the one girl,
she's
one
my
girl's
favorite.
got a fang. She got big titties and big puffy shorts.
She my favorite girl.
Wow,
Great.
this
I like
anime is cute.
I like the girl who's into cards a lot. Like the one who's like basically like astrology girl, but with cards, and
Yep.
she's just looking at cards and doesn't help or anything.
Yep.
Main girl's just standard Genki. I'm going to be the hero girl. One of them's the straight man.
The elf is the straight man, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
She looks it.
Yep. So
Endro, this is on you, man.
we like Tommy. Okay, so yeah, so the first scene is they're just fighting this dungeon boss. And I was like, I heard this show was actually good, so there must be more to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat this boss, and then they cut to credits 4 minutes into the show, which I was like,
Yes.
okay, there we go. There it is. And it goes on for a nice long time. It's like a minute or 30, at least 30 seconds of just credits. But then I guess they did pay off on this, but I was confused because you'd think if they're rolling credits, then it would be like dramatically different after the credits. But it's not. It's just she wakes up.
Yeah, there's no
like
sort of like they turn off the character or anything. Like they're still the same.
Usually a joke cut to credits is like, how that whole first thing was a bit.
Yeah.
Now it's different or something, but it's not really. At least you think. So yeah, she wakes up in bed. Her name's Yusha. Subtle, or I guess they just Yusha's her nickname. Actually, that's not actually her name because Yusha just means hero. But they all wake up, and one of the girls gets woken, or the elf gets her ears nibbled on.
That's pretty cute.
They get to school. Their teacher is like an old wizard who is very quickly decided to move away, so he just teleports out of the room, and they get a new teacher who's a tiny little girl teacher with horns. Sort of a feisty, like 3 foot tall type. And they all start stating their career prospects, all the students, and main girl, of course, wants to be a hero, but she has no class, she's level 0, whatever. So they all go on like a test. It's like a scavenger hunt where they all have to go into a cave in groups and come out with the prize. And then big twist reveal that's not really, because it's basically just a comedy and it's played for laughs. But the teacher is the demon lord they defeated in the first scene. We actually traveled back in time, which is why the credits rolled.
Yes.
And now the demon lord is trying to sabotage our girl so that she cannot be beaten a second time.
She's not doing great though.
Yes, she fails comedically all the time. So then they go to the dungeon, fun dungeon montage. They end up in jail. We don't even see how. They just cuts to them in a jail cell. But they get out through a trap door, and they fight a cat robot, and the girl gets a sword. And none of that sounds good, but it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's nice. They're having a good time.
You just gotta like the girls, man. If you don't like the girls, it's not gonna do anything for you. But
And the girls are good. The card girl is trying to get them out, and she reads a card, and it's just the weather. Everyone's throwing fits, but
boy, it sure seems like the show is gonna be about this demon lady accidentally pushing them to be powerful enough to destroy her.
Yep, it's gonna be. They're gonna play off. It's gonna be in for a good time. Hijinks.
Yep.
Lighthearted. Fantasy. Combat is. I like.
Oh, yeah, I like it too. Boy, I like the girls.
They're really good.
That's really all that. I mean,
Good girls.
it is as you described it. The only thing really is the girls, and the girls are good. So if that's your flavor, you're gonna like it.
yeah, a lot of little moments because it's not just like Tsukumi Bokeh. Like they have fun together.
Yep.
They're not always like playing off each other. Like they can agree on things. Like they all just dote over how cute this teacher is when she shows up. It's great. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do the one short, second to last.
Yes.
Because for some reason I don't want to end on a short. I don't know why. But
Seems
we
like
watched.
an anticlimax.
You're right. We watched the one short really that kind of aired this season. Besides the other one that we didn't know was a short until we watched it. I forget what that was, but we watched Hulaing Babies, which is
good name.
Didn't realize that was a pun. Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay, because I was like Hulaing, and then they start saying it, and you're like, oh, Hulaing is pronounced Huraing, which is the same pronunciation as flying.
Yes.
In Japanese. They're Flying Babies, and it's an original show by Gyna.
What?
Gyna. No X.
Oh no. No relation, huh?
No relation. It's Gyna. There you go. But it's. I think Gynax is now Gyna.
Yes, you're very right. This show is if it is not it's the. It's many things other than
It's 5 minutes.
You get a $1.30 opening too, so there's like 3 minutes.
It was 1 minute. 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay.
1 minute opening. It is long though for a 5-minute show. Another very, very bright kind of watercolor. Very
it's like
extremely good for a hula hooping. It's very sunbathed show.
It's like strawberry lemonade. It's just delicious. It's
super bright.
It's so succulent.
It should be a summer show, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's giving me a little bit of summer vibes, though. You know, sometimes you need that in the winter. Man.
But yeah, it's these girls, very chibi girls. Their club's failing because they're in the hula club, and they hang out in this really bright classroom. And then they hang out with their feet in this fountain, and it's fucking chill as hell.
Yeah, not that ton really happens.
No, they're just talking. It's 5 minutes,
It's almost like in service of the aesthetic to a certain degree. But man, it just looks great.
Yeah, and then they get a transfer student who's half Finnish.
Ooh.
And she has these huge blonde buns that she like bounces around on.
Yep.
And she seems cool.
She's adorable. She don't speak Japanese super great.
Yeah, and it's she has the accent, and then the ED is like this guy playing a ukulele and like kind of improvising and laughing, and he's spinning in the air.
Yeah, it's a fun, good, chill vibe show.
Now I want to watch it.
I've never been to Hawaii except when I was an infant, but I feel like they captured sort of the vibe well, where it's just like casually hang out, man, sun.
It's really, I mean, it is almost too bright at times, but I really don't mind it. I think it's a fun, cute little show. There's not what's not really to like.
Yeah, there you go. I gotta find that picture of me as a 6-month-old in a little coconut bra.
That's funny.
Okay, final show of winter.
Yes.
We finally did it.
We did undo it.
Who watched this one? Me and Ethan again.
Yes.
You said yummy. Wow.
Yes, I did.
Why did you say yummy, Ethan?
We'll get to it. Don't spoil it. Yeah. It's Kouya no Kotobuki Hikoutai.
Yes.
The magnificent Kotobuki.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who that is, really. Maybe that's their group? Whatever.
I think that's the squad.
Original show by Gemba, known only for Berserk and Berserk 2.
Oh, that is some very terrible...
Oh, no! It's not that bad.
No.
But did you sound excited,
those
Ethan?
Berserks were entirely 3D, right?
Yeah.
That is correct.
This works in some elements of 2D at times.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Yeah, so let me talk about this.
Yeah.
So the show opens at this bar, And we got a bunch of pilots, bunch of grizzled old dude pilots. They're like, shooting the shit or whatever. And then they see a bunch of lady pilots across the room, and one of them goes over, and he goes over and tries to hit on them, but gets shut down because he ain't shit compared to these ladies. These ladies are great pilots, and he's nothing. And so a girl drops her numbies because he's like, yeah, I've got 12 commendations or whatever, and she's like, yeah, 12's pretty good. I got like 60 or something or whatever, really just emasculating him. And then an air raid siren happens, and then I guess I don't know if it's revealed. I don't know if I missed this, but we're on an airship. This is all taking place on an airship. It's like a Zeppelin.
Cargo airship, I guess.
Yes. And there's this really, really prolonged sequence of like a bunch of pilots getting prepped for takeoff. And there's a spunky engineer lady who you gotta love that. He's gotta love that. And,
the mechanic girl that they only show for like 3 seconds. Such a tease.
Yeah, I know.
She got the tank top. She's holding a wrench and everything.
The dudes, everybody's in they all go to their planes and they take off. They're all in their street clothes, which I found to be a little bit strange.
Well, it's an emergency, right?
Yeah, I guess so. And then one of our characters, one of our girls takes off, and it's in this like really bold, prolonged POV sequence. They hold on that for like probably 30 seconds, and I thought it was pretty cool. And this is where like the audio mix starts kicking in, and which is like one of the things I really appreciate about the show is that the audio mix is fucking awesome. They do such a good job of like the engine sounds and like how the guns sound in relation to each other. It's odd to say because I listened to this on like a nice set of speakers in my room, and I was just kind of. It was the first time in, I don't know if I've ever noticed this before, probably forever, since an audio mix in an anime jumped out at me as being really good. Like, I just felt like I was in the space and it was super loud. Like, the planes themselves are very loud in the mix, which I thought was great.
That's a very important part of dogfight scenes, planes in general. You gotta bring the bass. And
boy, did they fucking nail that. They knocked that shit out of the park. So we get dogfighting. Some of the dudes get taken out because they bum as fuck. And they're like, oh my god, these aren't typical air pirates. These are some badasses. And things are looking bad. Looks like we might lose, but our girls come swooping in.
Yay.
And,
don't all those guys get shot down, though?
Do they all? I guess they all do get shot down. But
there was one guy on like a stretcher at the very end, but like I think all the other guys just died.
So our girls swoop in. And it's kind of a bummer that when they cut into the cockpits, the girls don't necessarily have a ton going on. Like, there's not their faces are pretty. They're 3D, and there's not a lot of animation going on in them, which is kind of a bummer. But because like the actual plane stuff, I think is great. I think like the plane combat is really, really well directed, and like they do a lot of stuff where they'll put the camera on the wing of the plane, or stuff that you've seen before in like live action, but I've never seen it. I mean, it's just kind of like a lesser version of what is usually done, but I thought that was a pretty well-directed sequence. And it goes on forever. Like, this is a long-ass sequence of air combat.
It's most of the episode, I feel like, yeah.
So the baddies head for the airship, and the ship takes a few hits, but our girls pull through and manage to take down the baddies. And there's a plane that gets away, and or I guess they take out all but one. And well, there's no need for us to. It's turning tail. There's no need for us to chase it. But one of our girls chases after it because they notice the mark on the wing or whatever, like what the squad is. And there's a sequence where she chases after her through clouds and has to pull up against the ground at the last second. Which you gotta watch your altimeter, girl. But anyways. And she gets outgunned, but the enemy, inside their cockpit, they have a timer going, and their timer runs up and heads away, and that's kind of how the episode ends, is with our girl narrowly making out because she got lucky on time or something. I don't know. There's not a ton of character in this episode, but I thought the direction and audio mix was so strong that it totally carried it for me. What do you got, Declan? What do you think? You're a plane man. I'm totally ignorant to planes, so
right off the bat, I was a little disappointed that with the characters specifically, not the plane stuff, but the facial expressions are not quite there. They try to give these girls some personality, and it's okay, but It's just a little too awkward. The CG isn't really doing it.
Agreed.
And also, it starts out, all these dudes playing cards are 2D, like they're animated.
Yes.
And I was joking, like, oh, I guess only the ladies are CG. It turns out, yes, only the ladies, only our
Yes.
main characters
Are
are
you
CG.
serious?
It's weird.
It's an odd choice for sure.
And sometimes they're on the screen at the same time.
yeah.
And
Oh
one
yeah.
of the,
Like
and
this
the
dude puts his arm around one of them.
the dude is animated and the lady is, it's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
One of the guys is Shaggy. And I don't know if you noticed that, but every time I saw him, I was just going
my
like,
God, that's
whoa,
funny.
man, my 6. He's
Like
on my
Zoinks.
6. Whoa.
Jinkies.
So,
You're
okay.
going down.
It's like I was like, oh man, I don't know about this, but man, it's look, you know about me and planes, and
Yeah.
they had an air raid siren go off in the middle of the conversation, and that's fucking the best.
Yeah.
God
It's
damn,
tight. It's tight.
it's the best thing ever. There's a bird drinking whiskey on the side of one of their planes. Ooh, they got me. But I'm very, you know, I have standards.
for sure.
Maybe some would consider them a little high when it comes to dogfights. First of all, the music's not great. The audio is one thing, but the music itself is very unremarkable.
It's kind of in the background. It's not
It's not
Yeah.
not very good. But the dogfight is all right. It just needs better music, and there's a lot of shots where they do really well with the speed and the weight and the inertia.
Mm-hmm.
You need a high, like, there are definitely some shots where the sense of speed is not great, and they look like just kind of video game models moving across the screen. You really need to feel like you're a fucking giant piece of metal.
Yeah, you got to be moving fucking really fast. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need that momentum for sure. And a lot of that comes from me. I wish the cockpit stuff was better because you could really, kind of evoke that sense of speed by the way they move. They just don't
You
really.
could toss them around a bit, especially with CG.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could be getting thrown around by the Gs
Yeah.
and stuff. And for the like the first big chunk of this fight, it was pretty inconsistent. Like there were some shots where the planes were moving pretty unnaturally, and there were some where it looked like, that they had the right weight to them. What I really liked was when it starts that chase scene where the girl starts chasing the one plane. That was I thought really well done. The sound and everything with that better speed. I felt I liked that part. It was okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'll 3-episode this one. Check it out.
Yeah, I just for me like though I guess it really just comes down to the audio mix. I thought that shit was fucking fire, man. Like they did a really great job with the sounds. It's a lot of anime sounds super flat and washed out and like not very dynamic, and this I really felt like there was a sense of space.
I think the guns could be louder.
But the
Was
guns
yours-
had good. They were very unique sounding though, which I liked.
Yeah, they were. I think those were. They sound a lot like War Thunder. They might have just taken the actual. I don't know.
That'd be pretty
Yeah, it was
funny.
good sound.
I'm not gonna lie.
Was your? It's ironic because my file was extremely quiet, and I had to turn it way the fuck
Oh really?
up. I don't know if that was your experience.
No, I mine came in pretty loud from the very beginning.
And
so
then
it might have
Hulaing
just been
Baby, and then Hulaing Babies blew my fucking eardrums out after I won. Afterwards.
No, I just got it from who I usually got it from, and it wasn't any particular special file. Just sounded good.
Yeah.
Good
It's
shit.
neat.
Cool.
I haven't been able to play Haste Combat 7 yet, so this is
Oh, no.
was barely able to satiate me because I had to get home and just play and just watch all this shit. Oh, I guess maybe tomorrow.
Before we end it,
Sure.
have you watched any more of Promised Neverland, Ethan?
I have not yet. I said I would.
I'm all caught up. What do you want to talk about?
I'm gonna go pee while you guys do that. I'll be right back.
The big twist
Was there a big twist?
at the end of this episode.
Oh God, man, this shit sucks. This shit is so garbage. Like,
surprise! It's black Sasuke looking motherfucker is the snitch.
It's an absolute masterclass in awful writing.
I hate the main character. I hate the main character. I hate the main character.
It's like, the first episode is like, hey, there's intrigue. Oh, never mind. We're just gonna show you these monsters, and I was thinking like, okay, maybe if it's just a straight up like action thriller, then fine. It doesn't have to be smart, but it keeps presenting itself as like an intrigue, like a mind bender. Like it's all about who's betraying who and who's on whose side and who knows what. But it can't withhold any information from the viewer. It busts its nut instantly. It has to tell you everything as soon as the information is available. Like the first episode, it's like you have to go with these characters and see everything they see, and you have to see the monsters come out. Why couldn't like just one of the characters have gone, and you don't have to go with them, and then they come back and they say they saw all this horrible stuff, and then do you believe them? Do you not believe them? That could have been a cool plot point. And now it's like fucking this guy, like, hey, surprise, the guy they thought was the mole wasn't the mole. And so you find out this guy is the mole. What do? Do you maybe feed him some false information? Wouldn't it be cool if like the main character suddenly started acting weird and you, the viewer, were like, I don't know why they're doing this, and then you find out why they're doing it, and it's because the guy's the mole, and you were actually in the dark, and then that piece of information makes everything make sense, and that would be like
actually good writing.
Instead he just fucking looks the guy in the face and goes, I know you are the mole, which seems like not what you would want to do to someone who's spying on you. That seems like a bad idea.
Also,
it seems like you could use that to your advantage, but he's like, no, the main character knows this. That means you have to fucking know it now, you fucking idiot.
Can we talk about the League of Villains looking fucking... They had to show the bad guys, didn't they? They had to show them.
It's so... Fuck, no, don't do that. Why did you do that?
Like, they look so bad, and the black lady is terrible, and...
Everyone's terrible.
Oh, that show. And I know people are eating it up. You know people are eating this show up.
Oh, I've seen the word mind fuck.
Oh, no.
In relation to this absolute, like, base level, lowest common denominator show with no texture, nothing to it at all. Just awful. I can write that. Okay, look.
It's blowing its load, huh?
It keeps blowing. It does it at every possible opportunity.
This thing's got serious premature ejaculation issues. Bummer.
Yeah.
So what is good? What ended up being good?
Let's see. What am I watching still?
Obviously.
Dororo's still good.
Dororo is still good.
Ueno-san, still horny.
That time I was...
show still cute.
Oh, wait, that ended up being good? The gags are still good?
It's fine.
Does she stomp his balls?
What? What are you talking? Oh, Ueno-san, you mean?
Yeah, does she stomp the balls?
No, but there's a bikini girl who gets nude. And she looks like Nadeko from Bakemonogatari.
I had a dream that I broke my nose really, really badly last night.
Ooh.
That's not a good dream. Where it's like I was looking in a mirror and I'm like trying to fix it.
Oh.
And every time I tried to fix it, it just caved further and further into my face.
Well, that's one of those dreams that that's a very common dream that people have. Usually it's teeth falling out, but people looking in a mirror and your face is fucked up is one of the most common dreams, I think.
Yeah, I fell onto the ground face first.
Oh, no.
Obliterated really powderized my nose.
See, I've never had a dream like that.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I mean, my dreams are typically pretty out there, but this was one of the more concrete ones, and man, I mean, that's the reason I never would do any kind of martial arts, is that I don't want to break my nose, and it seems like a high likelihood when you're doing martial arts.
It'd be pretty cool, though.
I don't think I could take it, because first of all, I like my nose. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good nose. So the idea of damaging it irreparably is, I find to be completely unacceptable. So
ever since I started taking my new sleeping medication, I have had the weirdest dreams. Like I've had
nice.
Wait, is it one of those Ambien type sleep medications
It's,
where you're just fucking losing it?
Lunesta.
Oh yeah, buddy. Wait, what is that's a hypnotic or one of those weird ones, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's basically Ambien. Have you ever taken it and tried to stay awake to see what the fuck you do?
I
Just
have.
get in your car and drive to the convenience store?
No, I've never done that. Like the one time, actually, it was recent where I took it and I was sleeping with my lady friend in LA for Anime Los Angeles, and I don't sleep well in like B&Bs or hotels in general.
Few do.
And my lady friend just knocked out, and she slept completely diagonal on the bed. And I didn't...
David's just come in and started fucking with my stuff. David's put all my hats on.
And I don't think I didn't sleep at all that night, and I didn't feel weird or anything afterwards.
You gotta take a lot, man. I'm squatting.
You don't remember any of it, but you watch videos of people on Ambien, and it seems to do what people think acid does, where they're just talking about seeing fucking elves and dragons and shit, and they're being totally sincere.
I mean, now that you mention it, I'm going to be freaking out.
So David is now spraying his ass at me.
Is that his ass cheeks clapping?
Yes.
Nice, okay, cool.
He fell over.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Now he's vibrating.
Are we getting
dream I had where I was in Google Street View in an app made by Kanye West and wing gliding through New York City into a Jamba Juice was one of the best dreams I've had in a while. I've never even been in a Jamba Juice.
It's good.
Are we getting the Evangelion minute now?
I thought I was going to record this separately.
Yeah, we'll do that later. We got to end this.
He's just inserted himself.
That's gross. Yeah, we got to.
Okay.
We're about at 2 hours. None of this was funny or entertaining, but we finished it.
That's generally how this last episode goes.
Part 3 is always, a bit of a bumpy road, but
it's usually like we've just.
It doesn't help that it is like 2 in the morning for Declan.
Finish it. I mean, it's Friday. Who cares, right? I'm drinking.
Yeah.
It's okay. Everything's okay.
That's what my uncle said to me one time. He's like, "Hey man, it's Friday. I'm drinking. Who cares, man? Come on."
We'll always remember the day we spilled the paint.
David still hasn't sent me that link to that special club he wants me to get into, and
is it NAMBLA? Don't join NAMBLA. I know about those guys.
My disappointment is so immense right now. Oh.
What? We got noises. What are you uh-ing?
Sounds like David's messing with your mic.
No, that's me.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Woo! David, you have to lean in. I get to sit in the chair.
All right, what's up, guys? I'm gonna be starting my bi-weekly episode review of Evangelion.
Starting from the middle of the show.
Yeah. I mean, it's taken me a few months to get this far. Probably, I guess it's probably been like 10 months since
At the very minimum, yeah, you're looking at half a year.
And I'm on episode 15. I just watched that last night. I don't know much to say about it. It was fine. Didn't hook me in that much. Yeah, it wasn't much fighting. Yeah,
but I thought you didn't like giant robot fighting.
Well, yeah, but... Yeah, I guess so. Also, when Misamoto, where the fuck her name is, purple hair girl, kisses Kanji. That was all fucked up. I'm not about that.
That's the fucked up thing in Evangelion, is that one scene?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to check in.
He's a douchebag. Keeping secrets and shit.
He's a douchebag.
Yeah.
What do you think he's a douchebag for?
He just acts like an asshole, and he also keeps secrets from everybody.
What secrets?
Like stalks around.
What secrets?
That he works for like both different agencies or whatever.
What? Wait, this is an interesting take. Wait, he's a douchebag because he has his own motives.
He's a douche bro, dude.
give me example. Give me concrete examples.
He's an asshole. He doesn't even shave. He's like little stubble.
You have stubble.
I don't give a fuck. It's not about that.
Okay. So having stubble makes you an asshole now. He's working both sides, and that makes him a douchebag.
Yeah, he doesn't tell anybody. He's like a spy. And
that you don't think?
I guess I haven't really I don't know about him. Maybe he's a good person, and I don't know much.
You just.
But also, red-haired German girl and Shinji kissed, and that was hot as fuck. That was awesome. That was great. 2 kisses in one episode. One bad, one good.
One bad. Just bad.
It makes up for it. Half.
Okay, what else happened in the episode? Which one is it? What happens in it?
They kiss. That's
it? That's the entire thing?
That's all I remember.
That's all you remember? What time did you watch this at?
Like yesterday afternoon.
Yesterday afternoon. Okay. What's the core conflict of the episode?
The girls are mad at Kaji because he didn't tell them the secret. And Shinji is I think he likes Rei, which is good. I ship them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Let me look up the official.
Don't spoil anything.
Episode 15.
Also, episode 14 was terrible, but that's not why I'm here.
Which episode was that?
The recap episode.
Oh, I mean it's a recap. Okay. Oh, you're not gonna talk about Shinji and his dad going to his mother's grave? That's not a critical thing?
That was kind of lame. The dad didn't even talk to him, really.
That's the point.
Yeah, but we get it. We get that the relationship is like that. I don't need more of that shit. I understand. Preaching to the choir.
Okay, I see. Where do you think the show's going? Where do you think we're going from here? You gotta sit down and lean in a little bit.
I'm assuming that we're gonna kill another angel or two. Oh, also that they have an angel. That's a critical storyline plot element. That they have an angel. That's why all these angels are coming down and fucking them up. Why do they even have an angel? They should just get rid of it. Just give it back to the other angels. Then they'll stop messing with them.
Okay, so you think the reason the angels are attacking, trying to get into Terminal Dogma, is because they have an angel?
Yeah.
You think they're trying to protect their friends?
Yeah.
Okay, where do you see? How do you think? I don't even know how to pose this question. I don't know. Where do you think Shinji ends up? Where do you think Shinji's arc's at right now? What do you see him doing in the next couple of episodes?
Well, he's gonna fuck Rei.
Okay.
Before he fucks German girl, or after. Yeah. I think Kaji and Purple Hair Girl are gonna get together.
Okay.
But I don't really ship it.
You don't really ship it, huh?
No.
You don't like how dark and mysterious he is?
No, he's not dark and mysterious. He's dark and douchey.
I thought you were dark and douchey. Okay. All right. Well, you think that Shinji is gonna fuck both the girls, and Rei and Kaiji are gonna get, and Misato and Kaiji are gonna get together.
Yeah, beer girl. And I think the dad might say a couple sentimental words eventually to Shinji, which will be a huge deal because he's gonna be super happy that he is in a relationship with his father.
So you see
before,
Gendo.
Right after that happens, the dad's probably gonna die. The dad's gonna die as he's saying some sentimental shit, and then Shinji's gonna that's when he becomes an adult, and he's gonna be oh, I'm mature now and I understand life, and then that's when all the drama is gonna have to unfold, and then he's gonna be oh man, I'm gonna kill the angel, and then it ends, and he's mature, and then he fucks Rei, and it's all over.
That's pretty good. You're basically spot on.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to getting more recaps from you, episode by episode, over
that
the
was
course of
episode 15. I'll be with you guys for episode 16.
Okay.
And on.
Right. Well, that should be really interesting. Thank you for coming in and giving us this insight.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
You're the only person that doesn't know everything that happens in Evangelion, so hearing your thoughts on it is really pretty fascinating. What do you got? Any closing thoughts?
See you guys next 2 weeks.
Nice. Good thoughts.
Yeah.